I'm mute, sorry about it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Chinrezek practice. We're going to start in page 3, Chinrezek sadhana. So this sadhana has English, Tibetan, Chinese. We have a Chinese translator inside here, right? In the zone. Shirab is here?
That's correct. Shirab is here. Yes, Kempo.
Shirab, you can chant the Chinese, and then Chinese Sangha can follow the Chinese. Opening prayer, page 3. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation or knowingness, may they experience happiness, and be separate from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the still one, the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation or knowingness, may they experience happiness, be separate from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Dala Danwar Seber Da Nobar Seberge Tarba Dan Je Jembe Arde Jubar Zeba Amje Juzo Zebe Mananga Dan Yambe Zenje Namje Ewa Dan De Dongar Dan Ja Nyorde Lana Neva Yana Bar Zobe Sanjur Thus unto achieve enlightenment, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Until death, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. From now until this time tomorrow, perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Ye je de zama je je bard lima ye zong ge wala ko ma je bard lima ye zong ge wala ko te te ne zong de nye ma zama zong je bard lima ye zong ge wala ko. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge in the unto-enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I take Buddha order for the sake of all beings, sentient beings. Sanje Chedan Zoye Jonam La Sanjo Barde Dane Jabzenje Lage Jinso Jebe Sonam Je Dola Benze Sanye Grubare May all mothers and beings, boundless as the sky, have a happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they all be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers and beings, boundless as the sky, have a happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they all be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity that is free from attachment and aversion. Mananga Dan Yambe Senje Namje Dewa Dan Deve Yodan Denbar Jurje Dungar Dan Dungar Yodan Jawa Jurje Dungar Mebe Dewa Dan Jawa Jurje Niren Chadan Yidan Jare Dan Yonse Vala Nebar Jurje. I beseech the great Vijayadhara, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Gambo, Bamotropa, Lord J.P. Songo, and the faithful Ru Guru, who possess the three ways of kindness, and all the Ru Guru and the spiritual master of the lineage, the Yadams and the Dharma protectors. May your marvelous blessings permeate my mind. Dorje Shawai Telo Naroda Marme Dabo Padren Jidengo Gardin Sungden Save Lamnesha Sayu Lama Yedan Jisong La Sowan Bezo Saju Sinje Lo. 38. It's a daily practice of the excellent Avalokiteshvara. Namo to the Guru, the three jewels, the Yadam deity and the Dharma protectors. I and others go for refuge under enlightenment, to liberate all beings from samsara, O king of suffering. I will make effort in the generation stage, completion stage, mantra recitation of the Supreme Arya Avalokiteshvara. Namo Lama Joson Yedan Jisong La Sanjo Parde Dajin Jazenje Drogen Korwa Donghar Jansole Dose Banjo Jezo Dezonsa Ome Sobawa Jeda Sarva Dhamma Sobawa Jeda. From the still emptiness, my own consciousness appears as a white shirt. It transforms into myself, Arya Avalokiteshvara. With one face, 4 arms, and 2 legs, sitting in the Vajra posture, Avalokiteshvara's body is brilliantly white and smiling peacefully with one expression of compassion. The palm of the 2 lower hands are joined at the heart center, and the 2 upper hands hold the crystal mala and the white lotus flowers. Wearing silken jewels, are adorned with the major and minor marks. Seated among the seats, there is a white Om, red R, and a blue Hom at my 3 places. Later, from this, invite the wisdom deity and empowerment deity who arrive in the space in front. Go back to Tibetan. Page 9. Tô nhiên ngang lê rang lê zhe zhe ru yun yu da nhiên bao quai xin rê zi xia jie sa jie xia nie do jie yu gun do gan zi xin zong yin ji nyang tang bo xia nie do gar da jie zi ta nie xin zhe The Samaya deity and the wisdom deity merge together indivisibly. The empowerment deity bestows the empowerment, the water from the wells fills my body, and the accumulated defilements are purified. The remaining water flows up from the crown of my head and become a seal of Amitabha. Then the empowerment deity also melts into me. Go back to Tibetan. Tobar uva tamje lai shinler genje tanye je le de ba ye nam gen de cho de tobar je za o nam ye me den wang le gong ge huan je ge gan shen chen le zo da Yada Trati Zayesu. Your white body is unstained by force. A perfect Buddha adorns your head. You gaze up in beings with compassionate eyes. Homage praise to our Lord Keshora. In my heart centers a montes, on which is a white shirt, surrounded by the mantra garland of 6 syllables, white and brilliant. It circles clockwise and measurable leg rests and forth, and provide all the realms of the gods, demigods, humans, and animals, hungry spirits, and hell beings. This purify all the suffering and obscurations and transform them into Aya Avalokeshwara, appearing vividly while chanting the mantra. Again the light stem out and make offerings to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Gather their compassionate blessings in the form of 5-color light, which melt into me. Tibetan. Yongje mage kondo garzo zanje je wolai je tuje jingje rola ze jen ze hanga do gar da den ye gar bela ye do ma den galan ze rezo ye san ko wa wo ze ba me je la da la me da in de ro da ye da nyan me ken ja de nan je dong ma je ba ken zang ba ge ge lam lan jo de ken ja ma da jo la ya wo je san je se je ju tu je sen la wo ma de ze ye nam ba ra go de da na de ba ju ma ne be me o 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 ma ne be me So here is you chant the mantra is silently. Silently chant the mantra. And I'm going to do the transmission, this sadhana. And thereafter I share short teaching from this book. And also followed by the generation stage, followed by the last week teaching. First, do the transmission. 一种汉天高兰子热走，也生活是把没接老的老没么的等着他。也到年了，也到年了，那更加的浪接，等我这把跟上跑步个浪就的跟讲哈着着，老样我就上去谁就都去上了，我那的是。那么过的到了等到了这些，没把这边已经满意把我们那边的红水就着把那拿的到晚上着股，其实也就到往桥，身心梦的样当着等接。听长路就让等让你讲，我就是等这样妹妹啊，今天家境多了就把那老要让你把不个就是在那跑跑工地来上位。给完的也到当中给你就了，一百的这跟上也把不个上头当罗接学记得。接到这样我们说39个多年很多的一般的要让人跟激动的小就给弄成来上报基本罗了喷的就这啥话忙个啦，没一些人的啊。这张妹妹动动你来，让你动的用着把不个这个小姐小姐都就当不上你都个当不家也有嘛，现在不干在这边用做不但也没个都个大点儿，一周个过来我这都是弄一样也干，那就进入神经把不个这来跟人一周让进了，这都他们去上班去边我忙的边边我今年的。那听长路就让的让你家务就是怎么的样妹妹啊，今天家境多了就把那里让你把不个就是上给完的有的到今天是完的就能多就这么的把的上那个把就。一家我们是说什么样么的把了样么是说的把的人没保是个没保是个没保，那都没保，啥子的没在啥个是没事的，现各种哈后半个为啥我都当个没啥没啥爸妈啥妈呀啥多啊妈能我啊。那蒙古的地方这跟有的上地方去吧，就跟着谁那了，就是那个大外去吧，就小自己有办法上走，我忙的北面红水，把年没的往些都是就就是这些那个就那么的，就是人你我一个专门就往忙的北面红水，那边上你能结果说的。马上街南街走沙当，大家就往那些地方，你莫一个专门就往就忙的北面红水，那就那个马路的，你能听着这些地方呢？我今天自己那种地方，今天就自己，我忙的北面红水的了的那家当，马上街那种这个在那地的那个我今天自己那种。我今的结我的新街路，忙的北面红水嘛，机械北京大真京大，没几什么其他不忙的，我今天自己那种地方，今天就自己老忙的北面红水。路上都得老马跟等个，可能电视里面声音难，我觉得自己老那种对吧？今天就是自己老马的北面红日，地球叫老马的门给这边已经给他讲完了。我们今日在家老那种对吧？今天就是自己老马的北面红日，每个家当上面啊，不当得当年啊，就被人给难。我今天自己老那种对吧？今天就是自己老马的北面红日，我也叫我那的什么的。辛苦谁干啷个承担啷个？我今天自己老那种对吧？今天就是自己老马的北面红日，说那个他们个东西的刚接承担马来帮，我今天自己老马。那话今的这话的新街老马那边面红热，这些某些老肉就说是跟面的没法动，讲把那我觉得自己那种的话，今的就自己老马那边面红热，用头马的这些的，下车随便申请嘛那帮，我觉得自己那种的话，今的就自己老马那边面红热嘛，就个用把用钱都蒙着，那不我什么帮那我觉得自己那种的话，今的就自己我马那边面红热，为啥告诉我人怎么能最近能上能牛，最近能上能挺牛呢？我觉得自己那种的话，今的就自己老马那边面红热。用我钱包阿拉那街的手机送没查查生钱，那我接谁让那种对话，今天就是老马那边面红热，你话一个都是他妈人，他们拉送刚上生钱，那我接谁让那种对话，今天就是我马那边面红热，手机先搞人家他来的对一份报告卫生间，那我接谁让那种对话，今天就是老马那边面红热，给侬。公交机交警在保护，我让你忙，我早上见他往大爷当也是有东西的，我当你的什么东西都能老师。上升方面，我这个对就跟他把他们把电话机器稍微先看的，等一等什么情况，大家情况就完了。对了，今天上对象同学对他们都把也是上东街街，跟着我听到的是第二大辈子了。啊，王宝登那也说话上就从叫让保洁嘛，基本上就往你往有讲的讲的白话的就。咱们那些网上讲的讲就讲的那没讲就上我去把它讲清楚，我今天在街上的网高头讲说那是一个网上意思的不是那你那那是老板那是那就我这个机器我这个不是那。咱了家都拿送准备是咋才说你马上做切切么样，咱们查东的啥样么就你把它随便点了，随便他妈说咱们村的那些人，他没得钱，真的就把他们。罗完他大概就拉上就什就罗波金那个今天的这上就那边说什么什么的那家上了他们这些把他就上去的把他就那个这上就把自己的把他们那个什么，那就拉上他把那个说他们这就有的对吧？毛浪的人咱们去对吧？毛浪的甚至那把鸡巴就那个他就接着往那把那把他就往那把来说说那么的，你怎么你那你把那把这就那就那。随便从那这就把那个什么的，你的那个一直老结果，那那我自己个你们那那节目就那那个你们是那就那就那就就是大当空的当就什么什么的有个上的大生意的你那那不做啥就我就都把就看了个什么什么的那么就那什么的加倍生的把的就 권유승대 제자승의 이름은 예고사 지분을 정정으로 제자나무 야대에서 권유성 제단이 루공배들 만들어라 도지에 나머지 지지나무 지금 우지 조가 야대에서 바보연한 대신 너선 거절에서 로지는 것도 지는 법된 것을 그새까지 되는 일이 자대냐는 내가 더더더더 지지면 나게 되면 이만 가지 야대에서 나만 살아서 내가 그새 알아서 만들어서 예서 나만 것은 열어버리는 것도 바로 그제서 너도 뭐 예제에서 바로 뭐 지난 선언 버려서 내가 된 결정으로 다 도와줘서 뉴스 봐가나 사기 받아다 그냥 뭐만 그 바로 좀 범죄성 등지 몰라는 시작이 되기 제대로 내가만도 두고 말은지 말제된 것은 더 벌시로 대상 공변생 지었지. So we finish all the translations, the beginning to end, whole book. So now we go to the page 8. So this is sadhana starting, actually means sadhana starting page 8. And so this is the practice is yadam deity practice. Yadam deity practice, so first is to take refuge to yadam deity, and then we have to mind generations. Page 8. So this too is, the first very important when we practice yadam deity sadhana. So without take refuge, without this bodhicitta, and then actually yadam deity practice is also not properly or correct 100%. So that's the reason we have to take refuge to yadam deity. So last week I talked about what means yadam deity means. Yadam means like it's unbeginningless term we have, but we didn't recognize. Yad means like an unbeginningless term, never separate. Dham is always with us. So, we have that true yadam deity within us, but due to our body obstacle, speech obstacle, mind obstacles, we not recognize. Yeah. So that's why we use this Chinrezek practice. And this Chinrezek sadhana, of course, we can follow by outer level practice, inner level practice, and the secular level practice. So that's actually last week I shared the teaching. These two different levels when you practice yadam deity, followed by outer, inner, and the secret. But this three is actually depending the individual level. So usually beginner people practice yadam deity is always followed by outer level. So outer level is we are ordinary being because we have a body, speech, mind obstacles. And the yadam deity means already accomplishment, enlightenment, free from all the obstacles, and who has immeasurable love, who has immeasurable compassion, who has immeasurable equanimity and joy. So form measurable form body is called yadam deity. Yeah. So that's why Chinrezek today we practicing. Chinrezek has 4 arms. The 4 arms represented with 4 measurables. Yeah. So, actually 4 arm is not really great, right? Someone has 4 arms, it's incorrect. But the yadam deity, the recollection of purity. Do you understand what it means, recollection of purity? The last week I shared that. Recollection of purity means you see the form body and you have to know the meaning, its truth. What is the quality? So Chinrezek form body is showing its 4 measurables. That's why he has 4 arms. And then Chinrezek, he hold the wish fulfilling jiva in the heart center, right? So like 2 hands join heart center like this way. So that representative is bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is the same as wish fulfilling jiva. Then Chinrezek hold another hand hold the kustra mala. So through the Chinese, his compassion, wisdom, and liberating other beings. So mala means like liberating all the beings, benefit for other beings. And the other left hand, another Chinese he hold the lotus flower, right? So lotus flower is representative, as through his compassion and take form body emanations go to the 6 realms, 6 realms, and benefit 6 realm beings. 6 realms like hell realms, hungry ghosts, animals, human beings, and jealousy gods realms. So they're called 6 realms, and the liberating 6 realm beings. And Chinese is Dharmakaya form, but he take manifestation, Sambhavanakaya and Nirmanakaya form, go to 6 realms, liberating other beings. So that's representative is the lotus flower. So then his whole form body is representative is all the enlightened beings' compassion. All enlightened beings' compassion is arise form is called Chinese form body. So that's the recollection of purity, right? Chinese one means recollection of purity, and we visualize that Chinese form body, and doing this practice is called outer level practice. Outer level, yeah. Inner level is we visualize ourselves as Chinese. Not only visualize outside form body. We visualize ourselves form as a Chinese, and then you recognize actually your 5 aggregates is called 5 Buddhas. Yeah, your 5 afflictive emotion is we transforming to the 5 wisdoms. Okay, so our body has 5 elements. So this 5 element is transformed to the 5 female Buddhas. So that's the main point of this Vajrayana teaching, because we create, this ordinary, this form itself is, enlightened being, form body. Do you understand? So that's the called inner level practice. So that's why in this sadhana, of course, first very important section is take refuge. Today we're taking refuge to Chinese. Reason is because Chinese is enlightenment, compassion form body. We don't have enough compassion. We are ordinary being. So now we take refuge to Chinese, and then we do the mind generation. We practice this, wanted to benefit others, benefit ourselves. So that's the reason we practice this Chinese sadhana, mind generating. And then we visualize the Chinese 2 sections. Usually sadhana has 2 sections, called front generation and self generation, right? So this one is short sadhana. Short sadhana usually go directly to the self generation stage. And self generation is actually inner level practice. Yeah. So inner all this our body, chakras and wing and the channel is have to waking up. So right now is our chakras, wing or channel, or it is sleeping actually. Its seed is there but no wrapping, right? So this practice helping is all the seeds of the body, essence of the body is waking up. Same as like you have a seed under the ground, and we're pouring the water to the seeds. So similar, use this practice through this generation meditation, and you create love and compassion in your heart, right? And then chant these mantras. So this practice bring, same as like seeds is grown, so you pouring the water, warm weather, good soil, so then seeds naturally growing, right, to the plants. Same, our body has all this essence of Buddha, but right now it's actually sleeping, it's only seeds, we don't recognize. So that's why we chant this practice or different kind of, using, meditate, Chinese, and chant the mantra. You create the love and the compassion. So that the same is like, our pouring the water and the good old condition come to for the seeds. Similar, same, use this practice, growing our essence of the body is transforming or growing to the Yadam Deity's form body. So that's the inner level practice. Then they already talked a lot, mostly in the Zom Sangha knows. We already shared this generation stage a couple of weeks ago, stage 1 by 1. So the main point of this practice Yadam Deity is transforming, transforming. So how to transform ordinary perception, we have to transform to the pure perceptions. So we're taking birth in samsara due to these ordinary perceptions. So that's why we visualize where we are right now in this space is visualize is Chinese Potala Palace. Called Potala is Chinese Pure. Then in the Pure has the palace, Chinese palace is called Potala. Okay, so we visualize this place is transformed to Chinese Pure Lane. And then we visualize this temple is Potala. Then we visualize ourselves is Chinese form body. Okay, so that's the core self-generation meditation. And we use this practice. You transform in pure environment, transform to the Buddha's pure life. You transform this impure, house, our house, we attach to our house. Impure house is transformed to the Buddha's palace. Then we have this body, the body is called Mara of form body, yeah? So this Mara of form body is transformed to Yadam Deity's form body. So that's the 6 stages we have to follow. We visualize ourselves from the Chinese. So that's why here in this sadhana says Om Sobhava Shida Savadama Sobhava Shida Ham is this mantra is actually Buddha Shakyamuni mantra. The main point is all this phenomena means everything. Yeah, this everything is transformed to the emptiness. So you cannot visualize directly all this transforming. That's why we first visualize when we chant this mantra, everything has become emptiness. So same as space. All this object phenomena dissolved. And then you visualize the space again and visualize, the Chinese Pure Lane and the Chinese Palace Potala. Then you visualize ourselves as Chinese. So that's why here says, from the state of emptiness, within emptiness, my own consciousness appears as white shirt. So we visualize in the center of the temple, or right now we are in the temple, right? Center of the temple, we visualize lotus throne, and the top there we visualize the shirt syllable, white shirt syllable. So white shirt syllable is transforming. So white shirt syllable is representing our consciousness, our own mind. This ordinary mind is called white shirt is ordinary mind. This ordinary mind is transforming. That is called the transform to the Chinese form body means your conscious, this ordinary conscious is transformed to the enlightenment, enlightenment mind. So ordinary mind is transformed to Buddha's mind. So that's why this shirt, white shirt is representing your conscious, is transformed into myself as I am Avalokiteshvara. So then we visualize, we recognize ourselves as Chinese. So that's called, we visualize ourselves as Chinese, it's called self-generation stage. And this meditation is transforming all the, the impure conceptual, also transforming our self-grasping, like, fixation, our karmic imprints. This, we have ordinary karmic imprints. So everything is transformed. Because you visualize yourself as a Chinese, you are no longer ordinary form body. You are no longer ordinary person. So then ordinary person means I and me, right? I. So that's always transformed to the enlightenment form body, Chinese. And then you naturally, this meditation antidote to our self-grasping. So release, transform already our self-grasping. And also this ordinary, body, me and I is transformed. I am become Buddha, right? So that's the, all the mundane, impure concepts is directly transformed to enlightenment form body. So we take birth, 6 rounds, cyclic existence. The reason is because due to self-grasping and karmic imprints, impure karmic imprints, impure perceptions. So that create, strong and strong, then take birth again. So this meditation directly transform all the impure conceptual everything, transformed. So that's why we visualize Yidam Chinese ourselves. So when we visualize ourselves as Chinese, then that called self-generation with divine pride. Do you know what means divine pride? So divine pride is you have need confidence. So you have to think I am Chinese is like you really knowing, you are Chinese. Not knowingly say I am Chinese, that doesn't have anything. Not transforming. Yeah. So that's why not only also your body is like meditate Chinese not enough. Do you understand? So the main point is we have to recognize this conscious, this mind is inseparable with Chinese. That's what we have to recognize. Because our mind is Buddha, but we don't recognize due to obstacles, emotions. So that's why you meditate, you release. All these conceptual thoughts. You let go all the conceptual thoughts. Your mind maybe go directly into your own natural state. So that nature is called Buddha's mind, right? So you be in your own nature, and then you visualize the Chinese yourself. So that has essence because you really knowing your mind is Chinese. Your mind nature is Chinese. Do you understand? So not only the auto level form body. That's why last week I shared with you. When we visualize this meditation, we need support. Chinese tanka, we need tanka, we need statues, we need images. Otherwise, you cannot visualize. Especially for beginner people, without support, it's not possible you go into the self-generation stage. So that's why you use this Chinese image, right? Tanka, anything, look that picture, tanka, close eye, and then open eye, and look again, and again. So then you close eye, that form is apart to your mind. Same is like, we know that our parents, so we think about father, like father is apart to mind. Think about mother, mother is apart to mind, right? Same, we have to create that kind of habitual, coming imprints. So someone say Chinese, you heard the name, the moment, all these form bodies apart to your mind. Yeah, so that's what we have to create. So that is called the clear visualize. Very clearly we have to visualize. And as long as you have that, then you visualize the Chinese in front of you. So that Chinese is, arising from your mind. Yeah, because you close your eye, right? You close your eye, and this eyeball not seeing. So eyeball seeing is like just a regular object. Yeah. So you close eyeball don't see this object. Then your mind seeing, visualize means your mind seeing mind. Yeah. So when you close eye and think about the Chinrezek form body is clearly apart in your mind. So that Chinrezek is your mind, not any other than your mind, because your mind is apart to Chinrezek form body. Yeah. So then see that visualize Chinrezek and your mind has connections. Then you think about that visualizing Chinrezek is recognize inseparable with your mind nature. Do you understand? And then you log into your own nature mind. Your mind is, free from thoughts. It's clear, present, and vivid. Also present, arising the form body Chinrezek. The Chinrezek is arising from your mind. Your mind is no other than Chinrezek. Chinrezek form is no other than your mind. You really recognize you are inseparable with Chinrezek, your form body and the mind connections. So then you be in that meditation state. Yeah. Or you can go into the non-draw, like no thoughts, and then you stay in the more natural states and chanting the prayers. Or you recognize that Chinrezek and your mind is inseparable, and then follow the prayers. So that's called the self-generation. And need confidence means you have to really recognize confident Chinrezek is arising from your mind is Chinrezek inseparable. Do you understand? So that is every Buddha. Our mind is same as like this TV. See, in this TV, like people show up, right? Who come there, show up there. The TV didn't have buys. So doesn't matter they own the video, they not own the video, like they write the English, Tibetan, Chinese, whatever they're writing, they show up everything there clearly. So same, your mind can connect with every Buddha, doesn't matter, so different kind of Buddha, but as long as your mind is connect to Chinrezek, Manjushri, any Yidam deities, like you become transformed that Yidam deity. Do you understand? So same is like TV, you change the channel, right? Sometimes we watch the news, or you can change the channels. So it shows up different, but it's always in the TV. So same, your mind can change to different Yidam deities. But it is also it's the same as your mind, no any other than your mind nature. So that's we call the self-generation with divine pride, confident. You have to recognize. We really knowing our mind is inseparable with all these enlightened beings. We have to know that. That's called self-generation meditation. And then today, here Chinrezek, we already talked about. He has 4 arms, and the all different arms has different ornaments. So this is representative, actually the essence of the Yidam deity's quality. So that's why the last way we follow in this book, I think page 108. The last way we stay in the page 108. So you don't have it here, but mostly in the Zom Sangha everyone has the book. So I have to share a little bit from here. This is this practice, and it's the same exactly same, So that's why. Last way we talked this the visualize very clearly, vividly. First important aspect. Second aspect is confident, divine pride. So third is called recollection of purity. So today is in the part of the recollection of purity. Following are some example of how the purity of deity appearances works. So deity with one face represents all phenomena as one test in the nature of suchness. Okay, so mostly the Yadam deity's form body has only one face, right? So you say why Manjushri has one face? Why Buddha Shakyamuni has one face? So that means like one nature, one test means like only one nirvana. Nirvana is actually incorrect. Nirvana means like still like conceptual thoughts. But one test means like actually non-draw is one Dharmakaya nature. We don't have many Dharmakaya nature, only one Dharmakaya nature. Only one Dharma Dhartu. So that's called the representative is one face. Then a deity with three faces represents the three kayas. So then some Yadam deity has three faces. Mostly Rath for Yadam deity has three faces. So these three faces is representative. See, three kayas is like Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya form body, representative three kayas. Four arms represented the four measurables, so same as Chinese. Chinese has four arms, so four measurables. 6 arms represented the 6 perfections, so some has 6 arms. Yamitaka has 6 arms, Mahakala has 6 arms, Mahakala. So some deity has 6 arms. The 6 arms represent 6 perfection, generosity, morality, patience, joyful effort, meditation, wisdom. So that's called 6 perfections. 4 legs are represented the 4 ways of the gathering disciples. So 4 legs representative, this 4 ways of gathering disciples, 4 different ways, gathering disciples. So this 4 ways of the gathering disciples is we have a Gipsy here, so I have to ask him. Doing the bush. So, doing the bush, I think so. Kowa Jim. Kowa Jim Barwa. Yembarma.
Don't touch it.
Take your way. Are you sure? So make sure Kowa Jimba is what? Do you know like the teachers also providing so what students need? So it's part of generosity. And so that's the like some who has a skillful method. So then they use different method. The bring the student is like become connect to the Dharma. So first is like providing what they need, importing material things for the Dharma practice. Second one, Kowa Jimba. Nimba is saying words is pleasant, right? Very nicely, softly, lovingly, okay? Nimba you hearing very pleasant. Then Tondan Timba is drawing, like you fed your desires. Like someone has like wanting something, the sharing that desire, wanting something, you give that is Tondan Timba. And also giving the meaning for something, truth, help for something in this life and the future life, so meaningful things, sharing the Dharma, I think. Tondan Timba. Then fourth is the fourth is similar, right? Don't Timba, don't Juba, Nichibardo. So I think it's sharing something is growing the increase in quality for the followers. So I think that is the core that little. That's the gathering disorder. And then two legs represent ethical discipline and samadhi. The two legs, mostly of course Yidam deity has two legs. So this the representative is another is ethical discipline. It's part of method. Then it's samadhi is wisdom. So this book is same, first 4 chapter is method. So part of the ethical discipline. Last 4 chapter is samadhi, more wisdom part. So that's the representative with 2 legs. Deity seated in cross-leg posture represents the equal nature of samsara and nirvana. So Yidam deity's seat is cross-leg, right? So this representative is samsara and nirvana is equal, inseparable for them. For us, it's separate. Samsara is a suffering. Nirvana is a happiness place. Yeah. So the long as you have realized absolute truth, then samsara and nirvana is inseparable. So that Yidam deity is free from samsara, free from nirvana actually. So that's represented with cross leg. 3 eyes represent seeing the 3 terms simultaneously. So seeing 3 terms, past, present, and the future. 4 fangs represents cutting the root of the mud of taking rebirth in samsara. So Yidam deity has so Yidam deity has four fangs. So these 4 fangs represent cutting the root of the mode of taking rebirth in samsara. Taking birth in samsara, so 4 ways to take birth in samsara. Moisture birth, egg birth, womb birth, miraculously birth, right? So the cutting these 4 birth is called 4 fangs, the representative 4 fangs. The male and the female deity in no-door union represents the union of skillful means and wisdom. So Yab-yon is union is representative is no-door, no conceptual, actually free from attachment. Then all the freedom from ordinary attachment, free from ordinary attachment. When the deity appears naked, this is represented being unclothed by the covering of concepts. So the deity is naked. Some Yidam deity is naked. Same is like Vajja Yogini form body. It is naked. Only bone ornaments. So no cloth, right? No cloth. So that's representative is no conceptual thoughts, free from conceptual. We have a conceptual, that's why we need a cloth, we need a house, right? We need everything. But all this conceptual is gone, then free from all the need things, no more need anything. Then deity with white color body represents being unsullied by the stains of defilements. So Chinese form body, free from all the unsullied by the stains of the defilements, free from obstacles. And they point to the nature of a mirror-like wisdom. So white color is also representative of mirror-like wisdom. Talk about 5 wisdoms, right? And we have right now, ordinary beings has 5 afflictive emotions. So these 5 afflictive emotions have to transform to the 5 wisdom. And the first one is called mirror-like wisdom. So same is like Buddha's white color form body is representative of mirror-like wisdom. The color yellow represents the increasing and enrichment of awakening qualities and the wisdom of equanimity. So yellow is increasing, representing increasing four activities, right? The talk about Buddha, enlightened being has four activities. The white is representing pacify and mirror-like wisdom. Yellow is representing increasing and also so it's the wisdom of this representative of where's the quality of the wisdom of equanimity. The color red represents the possession and energy of compassion. So for all beings and the wisdom of discernment, then the color red color is representative compassion. So part of its energy of compassion is the usually two difference, you know. White color is also representative compassion, but red color also compassion too. Red color is more strong. Red color is more strong than white color. Do you know? White color compassion is more relaxed compassion. Red color compassion is more passionate compassion, more energy, powerful. So same is like water and coffee. Yeah. So actually both, you know, helps. When you're thirsty, you can drink water or you can drink coffee. Both helps. But water is more soft, right? And coffee is more strong. Same, you know. The red color compassion means more energy, more strong. So that's why Vajra Yogini form is red color. It's called passionate compassion, action compassion. Chinreza is more relaxing compassion, I think. So that's the here saying. Then the color green represents the unobstructed accomplishment of enlightenment, the accomplishment wisdom, activity and all accomplishing wisdom. So green color is accomplishment. The color black represents the unchanging Dharma Dharma and the wisdom of Bijak space. In the black color, you know, dark blue, black color is similar. Blue color, dark black color is you know, represents the unchanging Dharma Dharma. So nature is more changing. Nature is always the same. So same, you know, like water is become ice, right? Water has become ice, but actually water never changes. Like you can melt to the ice water again. So the water has become ice, can be 100 years, can be 1,000 years, but still, you know, if you get good condition, warm weather, the ice is merged to the water, never lost. So same, you know, we are take birth to samsara, we can dilute it eons in samsara, but nature is never losing, you know, never gone, nature is always there. So that's the representative, Dharma Dharma and wisdom, Bijak space. Okay, then the hand implements also have a pacified symbolism. 5 project Vajra represented the 5 wisdoms. So then some Yadam deity hold this Vajra. This called 5 wisdoms because have 5 points, you know, and 4 direction, and the center is called 5. So this 5 wisdom. Warping where represents cutting through emotional poisons. Some, you know, Yadam deity holding the will, warping is the wrathful deity has, like Yamintaka and Vajrakalaya, they're holding the very powerful warping in the hand. So that representative is cutting the emotion, you know, you not harming for other beings, okay? So the point is the cut all our emotions. Directly cutting means like liberating. Emotions liberating. thought is liberation. So that's what reason is like they hold these weapons in the hand, the wrath for deities. Then produce as precious jewels, represent being the source from which all positive quality aspiring. Then some holding the deities like positive quality. Same is like Chinese hold the wish fulfilling jewel in his heart. So that is like representative the Yadam deity's quality, because the Chinese has embodiment of bodhicitta. So that's representative. And bodhicitta is the same as wish fulfilling jewel. So you pray or you do something wish fulfilling jewel, fill your desires. Yeah, same. Long as you have bodhicitta, so you have wish fulfilling jewel. That's the reason the holding the wish fulfilling jewel in the heart. The lotus represents being unsullied by the force. So lotus is free from obstacles. The tugog or dakini knife represents cutting through conceptual thoughts. So Vajra Yogini, hold the tugog knife, right hand. So that is cutting all the conceptual thoughts. They're actually free from conceptual thoughts. Then Kapala, Skorka, represents non-conceptual, wisdom, knowing. So Kapala means no conceptuals. And actually the representative non-draw. The blood feeling in the skull cup represents one kesha, the 4 Mara demons. And then in the skull cup has blood inside there. The blood is representative, free from or subdued 4 Maras. Mara of form body, you are free from that. Mara of form body, Mara of afflictive emotion, and Mara of son of God. Son of God means like Mara of desire, Mara of pleasure, and then Mara of death. So you conquer 4 Maras, it's called Buddha. The skull cup and with blood is representative conquer 4 Maras. So then this is what we mean when we say that in the path of sacred Mantrayana we do not reject concepts or emotional poisons. Make sure you understand this. It does not mean you just indulge in your mundane concepts and poisons. So the main point is here is using this method practice. We transforming, all this 5 afflictive emotion and negativity, everything is transformed to the positive. So that's we have to recognize most important. So that's what here says. Okay, so I think it's enough. What time is now? Okay, so we have a little time. I'm going to share more. You have to chant the mantra, okay? Keep mantra. Then we can do 2 things together. So I have to finish this teaching today and tomorrow in this generation stage. Using this sadhana together. And then you also doing this mantra together. So win-win situation we can do. Okay, so the Katavanga, okay, symbol, but Katavanga trading also has specifying symbolism. I went to the different page. But you can find the exact symbolism outlined in the text of whatever practice you are doing. So, this symbolized meaning, what I share, right? Different represented with the Buddha's form body. This symbolized meaning is also according to different sadhanas, sometimes slightly changed. So the main point is we have to know, especially this Rat for Yadam deities symbolized meanings. Otherwise, if you know knowing symbolized meanings, Rat for Yadam deities, not allowed to practice and not allowed to do, because you get misunderstand. Do you understand? And you see the Vajrakalaya forms Rat for somebody think I practice Vajrakalaya, I get really powerful, and I can subdue my enemies. So you use for the afflictive emotion way, right? And so that's the reason when you practice the Rat for Yadam deities, we have to know all this form body is not negative way arising. Okay, everything is positive. Negative, everything is transforming. So that's what we have to understand. Last week I shared, our body has two energies. So we have a positive energy and we have a negative energy within our body. Yeah. So negative energy try to stop you spiritual practice. If you go to temple practice, negative energy bring you something important worldly activity for you. So your mind change to the world samsara. Positive energy begin you go to spiritual path, pushing you spiritual path. Do you understand? So these two energies are fighting. So far our negative energy is more powerful than positive energy. So that's why we are still in the samsara. Do you understand? Negative energy is more, I think, dominant to the positive energy. So that if negative energy is dominant, our positive energy always get obstacle to do something spiritual practice. All the time you get something, this worldly thing is so important to come up for you. So then you does that, you lose connect to the spiritual quality practice. So you practice more dharma and I think more connect to the spiritual, then the spiritual energy or positive energies become more strong and strong. So spiritual positive energy is strong, then your mind, body, speech is more connected to the dharma. So it's we call the Lord Chisendro means like the four Dhamma Gambopas talk about the mind is follow the spiritual path. So as long as your mind is follow spiritual path, you feel something spiritual energy, yeah, and benefit. You like, you want, and you get some experience. So then that time your spiritual energy is more dominant than negative energy. And so this spiritual energy is arise from bodies called peaceful Yadam deity. Okay? So then you subdued the negative energy. So that's energy is arising from body is Rat for Yadam deity. Actually, these two deities is one. But see, we have a negative energy. Long as you subdue your negative energy, that is arise from body is called the wrathful. So we call you a hero, right? In the world, you do something good, you save the people and danger place, and you are winner something. People call hero. So wrathful deities we call hero. Means like you subdued all your negative energies. Do you understand? And so you have a positive energy. And their energy is arising from is called the peaceful Yedam deities. This two is actually inseparable. It's one, but different aspects. Because we have these two energy, that's why two Yedam deities arising. One is wrathful, one is peaceful. So that's we have to know. All the quality is arising, enlightening quality is arising from the peaceful Yedam deity. And when you remove your obstacle, negative karma, that energy is arising from what is called, wrathful Yedam deity. So that's why each Yedam deity has two different forms. Talk about, today Chinreze is peaceful, Haryan Gurwa, Tamdring, we horse head is called Haryan Gurwa. That is wrathful Chinreze. And Manjushiri is peaceful Yedam deity, but then Yamitaka is wrathful. So Varja Sava is peaceful, Varja Kalaya is wrathful. Each deity has two, like the reason is because the positive and the negative two things. So that's why two deities arising. So then this what I share is the point is more for the generally Yedam deity practice, but specifically each sadhana follow let's slightly different symbolize meanings. That's why symbolism outline in this text of whatever practice you are doing. All three of the above mentioned elements are important. The deity practice. So visualize very clearly. And second is called we need confident, called divine pride. Third is we call recollection of purity. We have to know the meanings. So without knowing, actually wrathful deity is not allowed to practice. That's why generally in the temple, public place, we don't display the wrathful Yedam deities. Because people who come in, they don't know what it means, right? And they don't know, they get misunderstand misconcepts. That's why, generally the public space we always put display is a peaceful Yedam deity tankas. So then each one and we should train our mind in them by focusing on each one and alternating between them until we have gained acquaintance with each. So we have to use this practice again and again, three of these, clear visualize, recognize, true nature, essence of the Yedam deity, recognize, alter, symbolize meanings. Then in the extra exoteric vehicle of Sutriyana, we are applying antidotes to contract what we need to pacify, to contract clinging to the rareness of appearances. We deconstruct everything down to the subtlest atomic particles. So, the Buddha when he shared the teaching, they have two different sections, Sutrayana tradition, Mahayana tradition, right? It's very similar, but using different method. Vajrayana have more method. So view is same, view is cannot be separate. View, Mahayana view, Sutrayana tradition view is the same. The both are based on bodhicitta, and then view is must be same, but using different method. Sutrayana tradition, how do we become detachment or this object? Yeah, so you use analytical and logically, approving this everything is emptiness. It take longer time. So if I attach to this computer example, then use logic is like this computer is not truly inherently exist because so many part or particles. So recognize all these causes, conditions, everything is impermanent, interdependent, then get result is a detachment. The Vajrayana tradition no using that method. Vajrayana tradition, this object of attachment object is transforming. I visualize this computer whole thing is like maybe Yadam that is form body. Okay, so I don't have to think about part or particles, right? I don't need to think about impermanent. So no need to take down all the part or particles. So no need to use logic investigating. So generally the object of attachment form is visualize is the directly Buddha's form body. That's why all form is transformed to the Buddha's form. So that's the goal benefit is the same, because I visualize this computer laptop is Buddha's form body, then I don't have this conceptually fixation attachment object. This is no attachment fixation object. This is become for the enlightenment form body. The perception is changed, Do you understand? Appearance is changed, everything. So that's why here says to contract self-clinging, we meditate on selflessness and so forth. Contracting means applying the opposite energy to overcome something. In sacred Mantrayana, we do not do it this way. One of the unique fates of the skillful means of Mantrayana is using like to subdue like, just as we need to use whatever to dislodge water from the air, and just as we need to apply fire in order to hear the pain of a born wonder created by fire. Okay, the lost information. The main point is, the Sutrayana tradition. So you apply solution is opposite, yeah. So you get hot using cold. So when you get thirsty, you drink the cold water, right? That's the same as the Sutrayana tradition. When you have emotion, anger, so you maybe apply love and compassion, because it's anger and the love, compassion is different, right? The opposite. So when love, compassion comes, anger cannot be there. Same as like when heat comes, cold cannot be there. Cold is there, heat is not there. So that's why your mind is increasing these negative emotions, and the love, compassion is not there. So that's why applying opposite, the Sutrayana tradition. But Vajrayana tradition method is different. So when you get hot, you go to more hot. Maybe go to sauna, right? Sauna. Or they have another, American Indians, they use it's called Temmasker. It's like very tiny, like inside something, kind of oven, right? Oven. And the people will go inside there and make fire strong inside there, so hot, extremely hot. So that helps antidote to hot. You're no longer hot if you use that hot antidote, hot cold. Do you understand? And when you get thirsty, so you drink ice water, you easily come back again thirsty again. So when you get thirsty and hot, so you have to drink hot water, boiling water. So that's the method, And here also say like fire burn your skin. So because the heat burning your skin, and you use heat and the method recovering. So people usually use like ice, right? So that's the same as Sutrayana method. Vajrayana method, you use heat. When you burn something in your hand through the sun or fire, so you use heat, and that helps become recovering or hurt yourself, recovering. Yeah. So that's the method. Vajrayana using method is emotion introduce emotion. So that's why we meditate. You call divine pride. We pride ourselves. So I am Yadam deity, right? So that divine pride is called confidently. You meditate. It's called positive ego. Positive ego is introduced to negative ego. Negative ego is self-grasping. Me and I am the best, right? It's called self-grasping. The ego is called negative ego. So you meditate, Yadam deity yourself, I am Chinreze. You have that confidence in yourself. It's called positive ego. Positive ego destroy all your negative ego. So removed. That's the Vajrayana traditional method. So then that's the reason all this impure perception is transformed to the Buddha's form body. So visualize all object of attachment, impure object, transform the enlightened form body, meditate. Using this special method is called Vajrayana tradition. So that's the you have to know. And then today we practice Chinreze. This Chinreze sadhana is all followed by, we already talked, it's a self-generation stage. So you meditate yourself is Chinreze, and then also you can, your body is Chinreze, Om, white Om, red are your throat, blue home, like that is go to, pure lane, another, pure lane, inverting called wisdom, Chinreze. You can inverting wisdom Chinreze. Your visualizing Chinreze yourself is called Samaya Chinreze. And bring wisdom Chinreze dissolve to your your body, and then that means like wisdom Chinreze, Samaya Chinreze is become inseparable. So that helps become, you get blessing from the wisdom beings. We receiving blessing, and at the same time then also you visualize 5 Buddha in the top of your crown. The 5 Buddha pulling the nectar your crown, so receiving empowerment. And so that's in this prayer mentioned about here is talk about an empowerment deity who arrive in the space in front. Yeah, page 11 bottom. Then we offering to 5 Buddha, create accumulation merit, and the praise to Yadam deity is introduced to our jealousy. So remove the jealousy, negative karma. Also karmic imprints, praise to the Yadam deity. Offering remove our self-grasping and create accumulation merit. So then this Yadam deity, wisdom being is dissolved to our body, receiving empowerment. So that's just this main point sadhana. So I think that's enough today here. So then tomorrow I can share other part. Due to the time we finish there today. So we're going to chant some mantra here. Om mani padme Om mani padme Om. 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 page 17. At the end of the session, visualize that the world and the beings dissolve into you. Then you become light and dissolve into the fur, which in turn become free from reference point. Rest in that state as long as you can, and then a thought appears. Think that you again become Arya Avalokeshwara, but this virtue arising from the meditation and the recitation of Arya Avalokeshwara. May all the negativity and obscurations in the mind stream of myself and all beings be purified, and may we become one test with Arya Avalokeshwara's body, speech, and mind. Go back to Tibetan. Tensan noju rande ranye jang ojo shiden deyan mimi ngang jenne ya jen chowaral jurbana laya ranye barbe gujur sar de baran babai gomde lezon we Gewan de dadan rogenje Jula yobe de genzai yen Hage gozon dodan roje yo. So now we go to page 23. Vajrasattva mantra is English, Chinese is 24. Om Benzara Sato Samaya Manu Balaya Benzara Sato Dino Dichan Jendro Me Bhava Sute Kayo Me Bhava Sube Kayo Me Bhava Hane Rado Me Bhava Sarvai Siddhe Mindrayansa Sarvai Karmai Sezai Me Sedan Sheyan Kure Om Ha Ha O Bangave Sarva Tadangata Benzara Mame Menza Benzara Baba Samaya Sato 25. It's this section we have time to do twice. So once English, once Tibetan, okay? And so English you can go Chinese together. I mean English is so Tibetan we can chant all the Sangha together. When chant the English, then Chinese, English, so English speakers follow English, Chinese speakers follow Chinese. Yeah. And Chinese shirab you can do the, right? It's a Cha master, so we need English Cha master. Tibetan we can do here. First we do Tibetan. Namo Guru Deva Indra Ye Tizom Deva Rai Shikwa Jijeko Dodo Senjen Kenlai Jinreze Nanga Tawe Chabe Joke Sha Zije Opa Nilai Sanze Lo Om Mane Peme Om Re Nyame Tawai Shaje To Soje Jawai Yanzo Sedanje Pake Lama Nange Jegende Yengo Yege Chongme Jongware Sho Om Mane Peme Om Re Deva Sangye Namje Gonzo Tang Maon Sangye Namje Zosa Tang Tata Yoba Namje Shabende Yimbo Yege Chongme Jongware Sho Om Mane Peme Om Re Nege Deve Pama Lo 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 대라데네 자다이 무손지 내도라게 셀레데레나 고모 진레 제람나존 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 마제제베 진다 진제다 매제 송베 진다 오모나 공보 제르 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 어송도데 아마이게는 고절레데제 덴베생케나 공보 젠레 세제람나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 대조자로 만다맹인지 제메 요정은 생장와나 공보 제르 세제람나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 내게 저단 사명하보다 대단히 제벨랭이나 공보 제르 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 모예 자몰라나 이시마 아이시모세가 람베센데나 공보 진레 세제람나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 셔와 나웨 들다이 메게 노이젠 강제 세데 마르바 고모 진레 세제람나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 제셔모셔나로 주로소 게메데메 나로 자마나 고모 진레 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 오조 노웨 마제 진진다 이샤라스베 생제 마르바 공보 진레 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 내조가가 시험과 쇼젠도 마루나보 무서드와나 공보 제르 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 외상 광성 마리 삼베네 대신 능선 능제 유나 공보 제르 세제라나종 대화 진드 제와 생제로 오만에 베메 오르 영화 제모 나나 내제대 소리 So now we go to the Chinese English, go back to, so very beautiful prayer. Amanda, please English. And Shrub Chinese, please.
Page 25. Homage to the Guru, Devas, and Dakinis. 3 times bliss gone ones, Dharmakaya, Chenrezig, who looks on all beings of 6 realms, 11-faced, pervasive like space, to splendorous Amitabha I bow. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. May unequaled guide, able Shakya ocean of 10 directions, victors and sons, Kagyulamas like clouds of offerings manifest through the core 6 syllables. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. May past Buddha's intent made complete, future Buddha's gathered accumulations, and present Buddha's steadfast long life manifest through the core 6 syllables. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Joined by karmic parents and teachers and every friend and dear kin I depend on, Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Illness, foes, threats to life, and demons arisen from lust, anger, and confusion. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Kind patrons who ask to be thought of, male and female patrons we should not forget. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Those who give to Lama and Sangha and those who rely on offerings and faith food. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Evil kings, court, subjects, and bad folk who are ill-willed, deceptive, and shameless ones. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Doers of 10 non-virtues, 5 acts, the close 5 wrongdoings, and all evil deeds. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Those deceased whose names have been given, all who've passed from whom we've taken food offerings. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Those we've heard have died or have seen die, and all those excluding none who've left this world. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Death by knives, famine, heights, or drowning, virtueless, sinless wanderers of bardos. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Kind Mother Dree, drinkers of milk, and all beings who eat flesh and blood, excluding none. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Slowed by loads, creatures we beat and ride. If who won't go, whose nose rope must plow and plow. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Sang, Kam, Nagari, and the whole world, all continents and subcontinents under the sun. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Those among the 5 coarse elements, all beings coarse or subtle, with form or formless. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. Hell beings, pretas, animals, asuras, gods, and humans, all the beings of the 3 realms. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri. All beings of the 10 directions realms without limit, infinite and fathomless. Lord Chenrezig, guide them on the path, bless them to be born in Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum Pri.
Thank you, Amanda. Skavati prayer. Yonde English again. Amanda, please, English.
Imaho, marvelous. In the center is the Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. To his right is Chenrezig, the Lord of great compassion. And to his left is the Bodhisattva Vajrapani, the Lord of great power. They are surrounded by an inconceivable assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Extraordinary, limitless peace and happiness is the Buddha field called bliss endowed. When I and all beings pass from this life, may we be born there, unhindered by another samsaric birth. Once born there, may we behold the face of Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. By the power of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, bless me so that I may attain this aspiration without hindrance. Teyata Pinsadriya Awa Buddha Naya Soha.
Sancho Zenjo Rembo Che Ma Che Banan Che Jor Che Che Ba Nyang Ba Me Ba Yang Kong Ne Gong De Me War Jo Me Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where this arises, may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Yes, so page 40, prayer for world peace. We do this twice, once English, once Tibetan. First English, Amanda, please. English, Chinese first.
The 3 jewels and 3 roots, trustworthy source of refuge, and in particular the Lord of the land of snow, Avalokiteshvara, Jetsumtara, and Guru Padmasambhava. I supplicate you, please follow your previous pledges. Bestow blessings that this aspiration prayer may be fulfilled most perfectly. Due to the degeneration of times when thoughts and deeds of beings are perverted and the inner and outer elements have lost their balance, men and cattle are seized by epidemic disease previously unheard of. Intruding rahas, nagas, powerful demons and dark forces, blight, frost and hail, bad harvest, warfare, and so forth. Erratic rainfall, heat, misery, and droughts in the world, destruction by the elements such as earthquakes and the threat of fire. And in particular, barbaric offenses causing harm to the teachings are rampant. May all types of harm and injury around the world be swiftly pacified and overcome. May precious and supreme bodhicitta spontaneously arise in mind streams of all beings, human and non-human, and may they be free from destructive thoughts and deeds. May all be endowed with a loving mind for one another, and may well-being, glory, and prosperity prevail throughout the world. May the Buddha's teachings spread far and wide and everlast. By the truthful power of the 3 roots, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by any root of virtue existing in samsara and nirvana, and by the power of our perfectly pure highest intention, may the fruition of our supplication and aspiration be attained.
Tibetan together. Jamne leme gojo sawa sonje parai ganje gombo jinre se jezen jerman guru beman sorwan de zo tu dan sharje gong mona yong se zhega xinjie long ning bian rona sanjir lo ba sanan yuan chu gui jie jin jie man mai zhag Muso Taryam ne Zale Jardon Nason Jungis Sase Seiso Lonye Mandros Charje Munyon Zamling Sadong Din Sayo Me Yung Yen Jikwa Dan Jikwa Ting La Seben Tamas Zamling Jungden Nuzi Ring Da Dan Yorde Ye Sene Yung Jir Je Medan Memen Joan Tadai Julai Sanjo Senjo Rumbo Je Ngangye Je Nuzi Samjo Zha Penso Sampe Sendang Dene Zamling Tabe Deje Varje Njur Sanje Tenpa Tarje Yune Sazon Jarwa seje denga dong konde geve zawa kanji daja la so namara kave de soda men leven de jure may every being along with the disease be free at once from every melody. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly permanently heard. Semje ne pa je nye pa yo de ne da jure je ro ne na ma le yo ne ba yo ma ne be me ho 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. So we're going to take lunch break and come back 2 o'clock. So tomorrow we have a Sancho ritual. You can send the names for the disease, and then we can put in the wisdom fire or sangha together. Okay? Send names to the Kwan. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon.
Kempola.
Gracias, Kempo.
Thank you, Kumbula.
Thank you.
Kempola.
Thank you, Campo,
Thank you, organizers.
for your beautiful recitation.
Beautiful, yes.
Thank you to all the team. Beautiful job.
Yes, beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you very much, everyone.